Meet Dromornis Stirtoni, one of the most fascinating creatures that ever roamed prehistoric Australia. Standing nearly 3 meters tall, this enormous, flightless bird was a dominant force in its environment. Welcome to the world of Dromornis Stirtoni, a bird that once ruled the savannas and woodlands of ancient Australia. Today, we're going to uncover the mystery of its life, its struggle, and ultimately, its extinction. Dromornis Stirtoni lived around 8 million years ago, in the late Miocene period, in the heart of Australia. Found in the Alcuda fossil beds, this bird once roamed the semi-arid woodlands and grasslands of Central Australia, a land very different from the arid deserts we see today. These fossilized remains tell a story of a time when lush green landscapes thrived and megafauna roamed freely. During the Miocene, Australia was a land of wide-open woodlands and seasonal waterholes. Dromornis Stirtoni thrived in this ecosystem, relying on the sparse trees and abundant grasslands. With the unique ability to forage and feed on tough plants, it lived in harmony with other large herbivores, giant marsupials, and smaller birds, creating a delicate balance within its habitat. The waterholes were vital for survival, where these massive birds could feed, drink, and even socialize. Despite their towering size and fierce independence, Dromornis Stirtoni followed the rhythms of nature when it came to reproduction. These birds likely engaged in elaborate courtship displays, with males showcasing their size and strength to attract females. After mating, the female would carefully lay her eggs in a sheltered nest. Just like today's large birds, the mother would nurture the eggs, and the chicks would hatch, small, yet growing rapidly, in the safety of their environment. Feeding was a crucial part of their parental duties, as the parents broke down tough plants and fed their young by carefully placing plant matter in their beaks. With a large, powerful beak and blunt hooves, Dromornis Stirtoni was primarily herbivorous. It foraged for fibrous plants, leaves, and fruits in the open woodlands, using its massive build to crush and break down vegetation. To aid in digestion, it swallowed small stones, known as gastroliths, which helped grind tough plant material in its stomach. While largely peaceful, Dromornis was not without its defenses. When threatened by predators, such as ancient crocodiles or marsupial lions, it would fiercely defend itself, using its powerful beak and legs to ward off danger. As the climate began to change, so did the world of Dromornis Stirtoni. The once lush environment started to dry up, and seasonal rainfall became less predictable. With the rise of grasslands and the reduction of woodlands, Dromornis struggled to find food. Its slow growth and low reproductive rate made it difficult to adapt to the new, harsher conditions. Competition with other herbivores increased, and by the time the environment reached its current dry state, Dromornis had vanished from the fossil record, leaving only the remains found at Alcuda to tell its tale. Australia's landscape has dramatically changed since the time of Dromornis Stirtoni. During the Miocene, it was a land of rich woodlands and seasonal rains, a far cry from the vast arid deserts we see today. The disappearance of forests and the increase in droughts meant that only the most adaptable species could survive. Unfortunately, Dromornis was not one of them. Today's climate offers few places for such a massive bird to thrive. Could Dromornis Stirtoni survive in today's world? Perhaps, but with major adaptations. In the present, with limited food sources and fewer suitable habitats, it would struggle to survive in the wild. However, in protected areas like national parks, this giant bird might adapt to a more nomadic lifestyle, moving across the landscape to find resources. It could potentially live alongside modern Australian fauna like emus and kangaroos, but only in highly controlled environments where it could avoid predators and find the food it needs. If Dromornis Stirtoni were to survive in today's climate, it would likely be much smaller than its ancient form, with lighter feathers and a more agile body to conserve energy and cope with the heat. It might even adapt to living in open parks or reserves like modern ostriches, where it could be farmed or observed by humans, but still maintain its wild instincts. One of the most remarkable features of Dromornis Stirtoni was its gigantic beak, measuring nearly half a meter long. It used this powerful tool to break down tough plant material and possibly defend itself. And unlike most birds, its toes were hoof-like, with blunt nails instead of sharp claws. These unique adaptations made Dromornis an extraordinary herbivore, designed to thrive in a very different Australia. Aren't you curious about what these flightless giant birds would look like when they were alive? Let's take a look at some visuals created with AI based on fossil studies. That's all for today. I hope this entertained you. Make sure you liked and subscribed for upcoming videos.